Hi guys, this is Kathy with Drinking Kathy here with my 100 giveaway announcement winner. So, thank you so much for everybody that entered the giveaway. I really appreciate all of your questions and I will do my best to answer them without making a huge long video. Alright, so, I found this really cool thing online where you could take all the names of the people who entered and put them into like a Wheel of Fortune style wheel and then spin the wheel and see who wins. So I did that and I took a video of doing that because I'm not quite sure how to put it in this video, otherwise I had to do it separately. So here it is. I'll put it right here so you can see who the winner is. So everybody who asked me a question and is a subscriber, your name is on here. So here's Foodie Turns Levy and Losing Lou and Lori in Layton, Tennessee, Losing It For Me 42. Kathy's Gastric Bypass Journey, Esther's VSG Trek, It's Just Me, Kathy Hip, Hello VSG, Rosara on the Bench, The New Jackie 33, The Change of My Life, and Darlene's Discovery Through Weight Loss Surgery. So I hope this is recording, you guys, so I'm going to click. And Rosara on the Bench won. Congratulations, Rosara. I hope you like your items, and I hope this is recording. Alright, take care. Isn't that cool? And Rosara, congratulations. I hope you like the coasters and the water bottle holder. Let me know which color you want, if you want the darker one or the lighter colored one. The water bottle holder, that is. So there was one that was like a cream color with some navy colors inside, and the other one was the burgundy. So choose one of those and give me your address. You can send me a private message or you can put it. Either way, just contact me and I will get that out to you. So that's really exciting, and the coasters as well. So thank you everyone who joined in. I really appreciate it, and it was so much fun doing that Wheel of Fortune. So I am sitting outside, and I can't believe it. It's like summer here again. It's 30 degrees out. I was so hot inside the house that my hair was sticking to my head. It was just, I decided to curl my hair. I don't know if you can really tell because it's super windy out too, so the wind is pushing everything forward. I tried sitting on the other side of the table, but the wind was pushing everything totally straight back, and it would look really funny. So, and I hope this video is working because it's kind of, as I'm recording, it's stopping and starting, so I hope it's working okay. So anyway, you guys, I'm losing so much hair that I thought I better curl it and see if I can get more volume, and I do. It makes so much more volume when it's curled. But look, I burned myself on the curling iron, and this is why I don't curl my hair. I used to all the time when I was younger, but I was young in the 80s, and we used hot rollers all the time. They were so much easier than a curling iron. Anyway, let's get on with the questions that you all asked me. So, I'm just going to, I've got them on the computer here, I just have to move them over. So, this is not in any order. I basically went from the most recent video where I was still allowing questions back to the original video where I did the giveaway, and I wrote everything down in your names. So, Kathy Hip said, how many calories, carbs, and protein do you eat in a day? Do you bike ride every day, or one or the other? And did you ever consider doing some computer work for a job? Okay, Kathy, I am working on doing a what I eat in a day video, I promise. It's just, I eat a lot of the same foods every day and it gets boring, so I'm waiting to eat something different. I just need to record one more thing and then I can put it up. So, that's a kind of a hard question because I've been eating a variety of calories, carbs, and protein lately, and that's because up until about 3 weeks ago, just before I got sick, I was eating between 500 to 600 calories a day. My carbs were under 30, and my protein was a minimum of 60, sometimes as high as 70 or 80. So on days I bike ride, I would eat more carbs. So I would go up to 50 carbs on those days, and also eat more calories. So I would go a little bit higher than 600 on the days where I was bike riding. But I found it wasn't enough calories and carbs, and I wasn't feeling good. I was getting a lot of headaches and dizzy spells. So I increased my my calories and carbs from, I'd say, between 400 and 600 to 600 to 800. And I did that for a little while, and that was going well. And then I got sick. So while I was sick, I couldn't eat. I couldn't get my protein in either. For some days, there were about 3 days I didn't get my protein in. It was just a struggle. I basically just was concerned with getting my fluids in and having a lot of chicken soup because I really wasn't feeling good and I was sleeping a lot. Oh, and also, you guys, I don't have pneumonia. I got the results back for my x-ray. It's just bronchitis. So that's really good news. And I'm just taking the antibiotics. I have 1 more day to go. I am feeling a lot better. I'm not coughing as much, so don't think I'll need the prednisone. Okay, so Kathy, you also asked, do I bike ride and walk every day or one or the other? Definitely one or the other. The only time I do both is when I have to get off my bike because it's a steep hill and I'm too afraid to go down it or up, or I can't go up it because it's too steep. For the most part, I can go up hills now. There's only really one bike ride where I bike and walk all in the same day, and that's when I decide to go to my favorite little area where the beaver pond is. It's a little nature trail really close to downtown, actually. It's about 10 minutes from the mall. So for me to ride my bike from home to there is half an hour, and then I walk part of that trail because it's sandy and gravelly, and my bike doesn't do well on loose gravel or sand. So I'll walk part of the trail, and then I'll bike the rest of it that I can do. And if it gets busy, then I just keep walking it, and then I ride my bike home again. That's the only time I would do both. Normally, I either go for a bike ride or a walk. And so my favorite is bike rides. So if the weather's nice and it's not windy, I will choose a bike ride over a walk. If the weather is nice but it's windy, I will go for a walk. And if the weather is crappy, I will go to the pool. So that's how I really figure it out. So, yeah, not all in one day. I stagger it. The only time I went swimming and bike riding on the same day was when I went bike camping. So I rode my bike out to the campground, and I spent the night there, and I also went swimming for 1.5 hours maybe that day. So that was a day where I did bike riding and swimming, but normally it's just one or the other, and not both. Did I ever consider doing some computer work for a job? Yeah, I would love to do that, but I'm not trained in the computer. I mean, I know how to run the computer. I know how to make my videos, but I have video software that makes it really easy to do. So I'd have to do a lot of, I'd have to learn a lot before I'd be able to work on a computer, unless it was just something where I'm using the computer, say, to teach English online, which I have considered, using a Skype type program to teach English online. So that's something I would consider, definitely. It's just me, so when did your hair loss start? I want to say at around 4 to 5 months post-op, I started noticing my hair was coming out. It got worse, definitely 5 and 6 months to 7 months. Yesterday when I put a color in my hair. Can you guys see the color? I don't know. It's kind of like a reddish brown. It was supposed to be honey blonde. I didn't want it honey blonde, but if I put one of those colors in, I get like more red highlights in the brown. So that's what I do. So when I put the dye in, I thought I was going to dye. So much hair came out while I was doing that. And I don't know if it always... Like, I do lose a lot of hair when I wash my hair, but maybe the dye was just making it stick to my hands more. But seriously, by the time I was done dyeing my hair and washing my hair, rinsing it out, I had about this much hair at the side of the tub. So if I lose this much every time, I'm going to be totally bald, you guys. So when I'm 7.5 months out now, although I don't know if you can see, I don't think you can see, I do have some small little hairs. Wherever I part my hair, you can see little hairs about this long sticking up. And of course, those little hairs were gray and dark because I needed to dye. So it looked really weird because I had all these little boinky hairs sticking out that were either brown or gray. So it wasn't good. So, Esther's VS Check said, what trips are you planning? If none, might you consider a goal trip? And she also asked, what outdoor activities have you never done but want to? And she hopes to paddleboard one day, which sounds awesome. So you guys, I am not planning any trips because I am on a fixed income. I don't have a lot of money. I would love to travel. If I had the money, I would travel constantly. So I am planning next year to do a longer bike camping trip where I take my bike and go for 3 to 4 days. And I also want to ride my bike to my best friend's house, which is about 100 kilometers away from here. And it's along the Mackinac Trail, but it's in Michigan, so I have to get my passport first. But the Mackinac Trail is a safe trail to ride. It's not a busy highway. It's an old highway, so it bypasses the highway that people use for their cars. So yeah, so I can do that almost all the way from my house to her house. I'd have to drive over the bridge, of course, and leave my car there. So I'm planning that. That's true. If I had the money, I would love to travel. I have a cousin in California. I would love to go stay with her. I have cousins in Vegas. They always ask me to stay with them. My goal trip that I would like to do, if I had the money, and I'm going to try to save some money to do this. My dad is from Austria. He's Austrian. He was born in St. Pölten, which is a little town about 30 kilometers outside of Vienna. I haven't been there since I was 12 years old. I have relatives there. I would love to go back. And there is a bike trail that goes along this river. And I will put in a little thing right here. Anyway, they have it's a week-long bike ride where you stay in different hotels along the way. This bike trail goes alongside this river. It is a very famous bike trail in Germany and Austria. So the most common one is going from Passau, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Germany to Austria, which is what I would like to do. And then once I get to Austria, spend time with my relatives. The only problem with that, other than money, is that I have severe chronic asthma and I don't do well around smoke. And unfortunately, Vienna, Austria as a whole has not gone smoke-free yet. So my cousins say there are some restaurants that have gone smoke-free, so I'd be restricted to only going to places that were smoke-free, but they said I'd have a hard time. One of my cousins has asthma, and she says it's really tough. So I'm leaning for California, which is totally smoke-free and where my cousin lives, but if I could swing it, I would love to do that bike trip. That would be awesome. The other kind of travel that I want to do that I could possibly do, because it wouldn't cost a lot of money, is other than initially, I'm a teacher. I have my teacher's degree, certified in Ontario, of course. But I would like to go to Prague and take their ESL course. They have an ESL course in Prague. They have them all over the place, but my heart is so drawn to Prague. It's so beautiful. And I would like to take that ESL course, and they help you find jobs. And then I would be able to travel and teach English as I did so. So I'm thinking that might be one route to go. But that's only if my health gets considerably better. Because I don't want people relying on me and then I can't follow through. Because right now I'm on a disability. So, and I've been on one for quite a while. So, and I have to get clearance from my doctor first, of course. And what outdoor activity have I never done but want to? Kayaking. Now, I did go kayaking once when I was younger, but I was like a teenager the last time I tried it. I'm 53 now. I would love to go kayaking. We have beautiful lakes here. I live right smack dab in between three of the Great Lakes. The closest one is Lake Superior, but Lake Huron is not too far off. And Lake Huron's much warmer than Superior. So yeah, I think kayaking would be a lot of fun. There's a place out near our cottage. We have a cottage on Lake Superior, and there's a place maybe 10 minutes away. They rent kayaks, they rent canoes, they teach you how to do it. So next summer, I would like to try that. And the other thing I would like to try is hiking, real hiking, where you take your pack and your sleeping bag and you go in the bush for days. I would love to do that, but not alone. And I'm kind of iffy about the mosquitoes, because my area where I live, the mosquitoes and blackberries will literally drive you crazy and kill you. I'm in northern Ontario, and they're really super bad. So, but those are things that I would like to do. And Kathy's gastric bypass journey said, how do I keep my spirits up? I'm generally a positive person. I'm not just, that's not to say I'm always happy. I'm not. I have suffered from severe clinical depression in the past, and I have post-traumatic stress disorder, but I've had lots of therapy and I've learned lots of techniques to deal with it. The number one thing when I'm feeling down is to distract my brain. If I can distract my brain and not dwell, because my biggest problem in the past was I used to dwell on things. So if I became depressed, I would be depressed for months, like years. So I lost a lot of time when I was younger being depressed, and I don't want to do that anymore. So now I make sure to get a lot of walking, a lot of exercise in nature. If I can get out and see birds and beavers and squirrels and chipmunks, I'm good. I'm happy. It soothes my soul. If I can be around water, listen to the waves pounding on the shoreline, even better. So that's what I do to try to keep my spirits up. And it works. It works for me. If I'm watching Netflix and I find my brain starting to dwell on things, I will crochet or do plastic canvas. So just watching Netflix is not good enough. I have to do something with my hands at the same time. And that keeps my brain busy enough that I won't go to a dark place. Losing it from me 42, so what has been the toughest part of your weight loss surgery journey so far? I want to say family gatherings. I am from an Italian and Austrian family. I live in a predominantly Italian area of Sault Ste. Marie, and get-togethers mean food and lots of it. Now, here's an idea of what we eat, say, at Easter. So, you know, some people will have a turkey, some people will have a ham, some people might have pasta, some people might have soup. My family has it all. So we'll have soup and salad and pasta, and I mean like ravioli or gnocchi, not just like spaghetti or penne. Meatballs, garlic bread with cheese, a turkey, a ham, a glazed ham, all the fixings, all the side dishes, and then for dessert, every kind of pie you can think of. And that's like Easter. Christmas is worse. Christmas is every kind of food you can think of that's homemade plus cookies. My mother will bake cookies every night for a month. Yeah, and the house smells so good. When I lived on my own, I baked too. I will not do that anymore, of course. And not only is there cookies and stuff, there's pizza and there's cold cuts and there's every kind of bun you could think of, fresh Italian bread. There's chips and cheesies and dip and cheese and olives and prosciutto and mozzarella and salami and capicola and you name it. And then for my dad's side, the Austrians, there's like ham and all kinds of Austrian lunch meats and these big long hot dogs that when you break them, they snap and they're delicious. So, and every day is like an eating, like Christmas is not just Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas is for 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after. It doesn't calm down until after the new year. So, yeah. So family gatherings are hard. There's food everywhere. I had to go this year. I had an Italian wedding, and then the next day I had a 75th birthday party, and then I don't know, I can't remember what the third thing was. There was food. The first day, the wedding, I was okay. I coped. There was every kind of food you could think of. There were these big things of candy, pizza, Italian, it was like an 8-course meal, you know, on top of the pizza, and then they came out with donuts, and yeah. So for me, the family gatherings, the family parties have been the hardest thing to deal with because it's like temptation everywhere. And people are pushing it on you, and they're like, well, you lost so much weight, you're doing so good, a bite won't hurt, and it's like, oh, please stop giving this to me, I can't have it. So that's been the toughest part of my journey so far. Lori Enlightened in Minnesota said, what are your favorite 5 things post-surgery, snacks, care products, etc.? I am going to say Premier Protein, because it has been a godsend to get my protein in on days where I can't. And early on, I had trouble with inflammation. I couldn't get my protein in. A lot of you know, if you've been watching me from the beginning, I was okay on my full liquid. I was okay on puree, but then when I moved to soft foods, I had a lot of pain, so the surgeon put me back on full liquids for 2 more weeks, and then purees for 2 more weeks. So during that month, the Premier Protein was one of my favorite things. The second thing I'd say was either Liberty Greek yogurt or Skyr, I don't know how to pronounce it, Skyr yogurt, the plain yogurt with berries. I eat that almost every day for breakfast, and it's a great way to get your protein in. And back to the Premier Protein, I do have that in my decaf every day. I have a 1/4 cup. I allow myself 2 cups of decaf a day, so I get half a cup of Premier Protein in that. So between that and my yogurt in the morning, I get about 22 grams of protein in the morning, which is a great start to the day. And if I do that, then I can get my protein levels in. Like, I have to get a minimum of 60, but I try to get at least 70 because I'm supposed to be getting more now. And so that's what. Various yogurt, Premier Protein, pepperettes. and Baby Bell cheese for food. Those are my favorite things to have around. Um, the care product, my favorite care product is a cream that I use. It's a cocoa butter cream that smells like chocolate. I buy it at the Walmart. It's inexpensive, and it's supposed to get rid of the stuff here, the loose, well, not the loose skin, but what is it called when you get those marks from losing weight? Oh my god, stretch marks. It's supposed to get rid of stretch marks. I don't know if it does, but it smells like chocolate, and I love chocolate, and it goes on so nice, super silky, and it doesn't make your skin feel damp. I bought the same brand, and I'm sorry I don't have it with me. I can't think of the name right now, but I'll put it in right here, a picture of it. They make another one in a bigger bottle that's a little bit more expensive, and I don't like it. Like it does feel good going on, but it feels like my skin never dries after I try it. I mean, I don't want my skin to be dry, but I also don't want it to feel wet, and that other one made it feel wet all the time. So those are my favorite products. Losing Lou, Amber said, is there anything you would change pre-op to prepare for your surgery and weight loss surgery journey? Yeah, I think so. Pre-op, I was very wishy-washy. I wasn't sure at all that I would go through with it. In fact, right up until having the actual surgery, I wasn't sure I'd go through with it. And when I woke up after surgery, I was still thinking maybe I shouldn't go through with it, and it was already done. So I was very wishy-washy. I wish if I could go back in time that I could convince myself that this was a good idea, that it was something I could do, but I was very much in the mindset that why would this work when nothing else has worked? Why would I put myself through this? When I first found out about what I'd be able to eat after, I thought, oh my god, that's what an anorexic person eats. That's crazy. That's not healthy. So I had a lot of issues. I did do a lot of research. I over-researched. But if I could go back, I wish I could tell myself, Kathy, you can do this. You've got this. This isn't a pipe dream. It's real. Because I didn't believe that then, and I needed the hope. I didn't have any hope. I was very depressed. When I started this whole thing, I was going through a bad time, a bad period of my life. It was about 2.5 years prior to having the surgery. That's how long it took me. It took me 2.5 years to go through the process. And I had some money put away that I was living on. They were my investments, but I invested with someone that wasn't very trustworthy, and I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars almost overnight. And he didn't tell me as it was going down. He only told me when it was gone. And I trusted this person. So I thought I had enough money to live on until I got to my retirement old enough age where I could start drawing my pension from teaching. Because I wasn't working anymore. I was on a long-term disability. But I lost all my money. I had to go on Canada Pension Disability. I couldn't afford to pay for my health insurance anymore, and I had to sell my house. And I loved my house. And it had taken me 8 years to get my yard the way I wanted it. My yard was so beautiful, you guys. It was huge. It was called a park lot. It was across the street from the river. And I had an apple tree that every single year gave me so many big, sweet apples. I had about, I don't know, I can't remember how many lilac trees, 8, 10. I had a yard full of lilac trees. I had a cherry tree. I planted rose bushes all around my house. I planted a rose hedge at the front of my house alongside my driveway, and it took the whole 8 years that I was there for it to grow into a proper hedge, and it was just profuse, the blooms. And my climbing roses came up over my deck, so I had to sell that house. And I wasn't, like, the house was cute. It was a nice little house. I loved it, but it was more the yard that I loved. And the yard was fenced, so my dogs didn't need to be tied up. It was just wonderful in there. My climbing roses grew all over my patio, and it smelled so wonderful. Spring and summer and fall were all beautiful, because spring was the lilacs, the cherry blossoms, and the apple blossoms. Summer, the roses and all the other flowers that I planted. And then in the fall, I got, between summer and fall, I got the big snowballs, and then the sunflowers, and it was just beautiful, beautiful yard. I really miss it. So I became very depressed. I was so big. Here's a picture of what I look like, you guys, right here. I was very unhappy with how I looked. I was super depressed. My health was really bad. I have asthma, and being that big made my asthma bad every single day. I'm very blessed now that my asthma is only bad when I have a cold or a flu, and right now I have bronchitis, but I'm feeling better. But then I was sick all the time. When I wasn't sick, I could still walk, I could still bike ride, I could still swim. But the problem was I couldn't do any of those things when I was sick, and I was almost always sick. My dog wasn't doing well. He had some health issues. He became lame. I had to pay $10,000 to have surgery for him that I couldn't afford. I put it on a credit card because I love that dog so much. But he got an extra 4 years of life, so it was worth it. And but I had to stay home with him too because he couldn't be left alone. So I was living a very isolated life. I was sleeping in my recliner next to the dog. He had to be crated because he couldn't move, because he had to be kept still until he healed after the surgery for 8 weeks. He was a big standard poodle named Mac. He was beautiful, and I had another little dog named Ben, a toy poodle. He was really sweet. So anyway, when I had to sell that house, because of my age, I couldn't get into Gear 2 Income. There's a long waiting list. So I was too young, because everything that came up was for seniors buildings, and I wasn't a senior yet. I'm not a senior yet. So I had to move back home with my parents. Now, my dad wanted me to move back home. And originally, I'd moved back home. I was planning on moving back home anyway because my mom had cancer. She had throat cancer, stage 5, almost stage 6 cancer. So my dad wanted me home to help and to be here, which was good, and I wanted to do that too. My mother has since recovered. She also got bladder cancer, but she beat that too. So it was a really rough time of my life. So I basically put myself on the list, and I went to orientation because I needed something to hope. I needed to have some hope. I needed something to look forward to because it seemed like everything in my whole life was falling apart. But anyway, I don't know why I started talking about all this. Where am I going with this? I'm sorry, you guys. But I guess what I would change, yeah, that's where I'm coming. I would go back and say, Kathy, there is hope. Because when I had that hope, it was like a little fingernail of hope, like a hangnail of hope. I didn't really believe it. I thought, well, it's something, but it's probably not going to work. But if I could go back, I'd say, yes, it would definitely work. And I wish I would have started watching all of you guys on YouTube 2.5 years ago. When I found this community is when I started brainwashing myself into believing it could work. And that was very close to when I had the surgery, actually. And I think that's what I did do, is brainwash myself into believing it could work by watching video after video of all of you guys and reading everything I could, and that helped so much. Foodie Turn Sleepy says, what's been the most surprising thing post-weight loss surgery? That I could do it. That's been the most surprising thing that it is achievable that I did. I lost 115 pounds so far, and I still have a lot more to go. But that's the most surprising thing, that me, who have failed at weight loss for so long, I can do this. So yeah. Darlene's discoveries through weight loss surgery said, are you still using the coconut cream you talked about? Yeah. It's not coconut cream, though. It's cocoa butter cream, and I really like it. It has made a difference. I don't know if it's helping with stretch marks or anything, but it does make my skin nice and soft, especially after swimming. The change of my life. Are you taking vitamin C? Now, I'm not sure this is an entry for the giveaway, but it is a question on the day that I asked for questions, so I'm including it. Yes, I'm taking vitamin C. I take all of my vitamins. So, and I take a separate C, a separate D, a separate calcium, and the rest are all in a multivitamin. So, I was taking the B12 shots, but I don't seem to need them anymore. I am going to get my blood work done next week, so we'll find out if I need to start those again. The new Jackie 33. Do you have a bucket list and a gift to yourself when you hit go? I don't have a bucket list. I do have some things I'd like to do, like teaching ESL overseas and going to Prague and riding my bike like I talked about earlier in Austria along that river. My biggest gift for myself when I hit goal will be hitting goal. Being at a good weight is my biggest gift. And my second biggest gift will be getting a whole new wardrobe. And I'm looking forward to that. So, Rosara on the beach, my winner. What is your average calorie intake? And I think I already said that, but right now it's about 600. But I am allowing myself up to 800. But right now, because I'm not feeling good and I'm having a hard time, it's around 650. Hello, VSG said, do you have any reward planned for yourself for when you reach goal? Yeah, new wardrobe, definitely. So, those are all the questions. I got it in 29.36 minutes, you guys. Under 30 minutes. I can't believe I did it. I hope it wasn't talking too fast. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining. Rosara, again, I hope you really enjoy your items. And I will get them to you once I have your address. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.